Ho 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 ho, Seth05 here, bringing you a special Christmas commentary. And what I wanted to talk about was the story behind Santa Claus. And Santa Claus is something that, or I should say, is somebody that we all know, or most of us do know, or at least we think we do. And the common thing about Santa Claus is that he's a fairly large man. He's got a beard. Always wearing a red suit. And he lives at the North Pole on Christmas Eve. He delivers presents to all the good boys and girls of the world, and his method of travel through the air is a sled pulled by 8 magical reindeer. Once he reaches some sort of destination, he goes down the chimney and he places presents in the stockings and then underneath the Christmas tree. If you left cookies and milk out for him, he'll eat and drink that. And I mean, that's just the basics. I wanted to talk about the history of the man himself, where he came from and how he became this jolly, gift-bearing man that we know him to be today. So, I guess you can start off with his name. People always call him Santa Claus. Really, his name is Nicholas Claus, which is why you'll sometimes hear people call him Saint Nick. He's from Israel, hence the word Santa, which is Hebrew for saint. He wasn't your ordinary child. He was abnormally giving and selfless for someone his age. Usually you're used to like kids being selfish. I mean, that's kind of like a common thing for children. But for him, when he was younger, it wasn't like that. In elementary school, he had no problem giving away his scheduled chocolate milk to those that wanted it, or handing out the second half of his Hostess Swiss rolls at lunch. And as he grew, so did his desire to give rather than to receive. And in 1883, when he was just 19 years old, he founded the I'd Rather Be a Giver Than a Receiver Foundation. Also, in 1883, when he was still 19 years old, that foundation was eliminated due to financial problems, as well as a lawsuit. Due to the name of the foundation, which caused some irrationally insensitive people to be offended. But due to his giving nature, that didn't stop him. It also kind of got him into trouble a little bit. He ended up living on the streets of Ramla for a while. He lived in his car, but eventually he gave that away, and soon there was really nothing that he could give except for the clothes on his back. And as expected, he started doing so, and he was arrested and placed in jail for indecent exposure. Then one night, conveniently on Christmas Eve, when Santa felt like he was at the end of the line, just couldn't give any more, an elf appeared just outside his jail cell, and the elf said, "Santa, Santa, your giving ways have not been unnoticed. Come with me to the North Pole, where you can deliver toys for children all around the world." An exhausted and confused Santa looked up and said, "The fuck?" And it was at that moment the elf transported them to the North Pole, and they began to pack up all the toys that the elves had made, and they delivered them that very night. And that's the story of Santa Claus, really. I mean, there's some other tidbits of information, like Mrs. Claus and the whole story behind the elves themselves, but elves themselves. Oh my god! But that's the gist of it, really. I don't have a whole lot of time for this video. Like I said, there's a lot of other details that I could get into, but time restraints and all that. But yeah, those are the kind of stories that I find really interesting. The stories that something that you're so used to and so accustomed to, just something that's so ordinary to you, but you don't know the actual story behind it. Like, if some of the younger generation that grew up watching Brett Favre on the Packers, in like 2007 or 8, they might, they don't know the story of Brett Favre, like his debut with the Falcons and his drug use and all that stuff. Just like you don't know the stuff about Santa Claus, but now you do. And that's what I find interesting, stuff you just don't really think about and maybe take for granted. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. This video is coming to an end as I rain down some fury on these guys, but can't hit them. So anyway, that's my Christmas video for you guys, and Merry Christmas to all. Well, a good freaking night. Alright, see ya.